And freedom ain't free.
Sure. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Thank you, David.
Well, David, I promise you, we're going to keep this conversation going all month long.
Well,
all month long.
Thank you.
And if we need to go next month, we'll go next month too. Well, that's one of the good things, advantages, that your hands are not tied and you're not bound by politics and nobody's in our pocket, but we're not in their pocket. Hello.
Hello, somebody.
So, this year, Pastor, is 469 congressional seats up for re-election across the United States right now. So, that's one way to make your mark and your presence
known. That's one way. Absolutely. That's one way.
Shake this house up, these Trump supporters, because we got some more pressing issues that's going to be coming behind this if things take their turn and go left.
Earlier this week at our Senate, we hosted the second installment of the White Haven Community Forum, where our elected and aspiring elected officials had a chance to come and talk about some of the work that they've been doing in their various seats, or maybe some people could press them on the work that they haven't been doing, because our people just aren't informed. Like, most people know that there's an election in November. A lot of people don't even know that there's an election in August.
And guess what? The cutoff is, I think, was it last week?
In terms of registration?
Yeah.
The if you're trying to register for the August election, which is the local election, you can't register now, but you can still register for November. But we've been doing registration, and this is what I mean by a comprehensive approach. And everybody got to chip away at this thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to register to vote.
Absolutely.
Right? You got to write your Congress people.
Absolutely.
You got to go to school board meetings and deal with them folk. You got to press the mayor to be more considerate of the reality of the fact that he is mayor of a city that's 65% black, but he don't say jack stuff about the issues that most most negatively impact. Let me put my pastoral stuff on. I forgot what I'm
So here you
now
go.
I want y'all to lose y'all in.
Well, no, like right now,
yeah.
I hadn't heard anything about what you're saying that you had known, and that's kind of like the not using the black media. We got a black media. We got a radio show and a magazine where we put out information and an active website. So if you shoot it to me, I will definitely put it out there.
Well, the problem is this. The problem is this. The problem is we have too much divisiveness within the city, within the churches, and especially the black church. I'm a real critic of the black church because the black church turned their back on us when we began our church. So I am tough on the black church. And so my issue is this. The black church, I'm going to speak on, I'm going to go to about 95% of black church.
Yeah, I'm about to say, we need to start quantifying some of this.
Okay, I'm going to go to 97. I'm going to go to 97% of the black church.
Because I'm black church, and I know what you're talking about right now. You ain't technically referencing me.
No. You in that other percentage. Yeah. I'm going to go to 99%. I'm going to go to 99% of black church. You in the 1%. 99% of the black church does not accept me for be who I am. I'm not black enough. I'm not straight enough. I'm not thin. They do not like me. If I never said anything about the gay card, I'll be just fine.
Yeah.
I could be an ordained elder, pastor in the Church of God in Christ right now where I came up from if the gay issue never came up. But because that came up, they said, F you, get up out of here. And the black church needs to stop it, need to sit down, we need to work together. Because if we don't work together, we'll never get the mission accomplished.
So they want to exclude.
And let's also deal with this fact. And I hate to be drawing these comparisons.
You don't have to. It's my experience I live.
No, I'm talking about comparison, black church, white church, and that sort of thing, or black folk, white folks. Because we act like all of the white folks are unified.
Now let me say this.
And that ain't the case.
Now let me say this now. I have been received by white people better than black people.
In part because they don't read your blackness.
They get it.
Yeah, good luck. 99%, since we're doing specifics, 99% of the white churches out there.
You said they don't. We sitting here having a radio show like this. Oh, they get out black.
I get them. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, some do.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not one to make the blanket generalizations either. But part of what I'm trying to suggest is we operate under the expectation that 95% of black churches need to come together.
99.
No, we don't. I'm telling you not. If 10, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to work with, and I ain't the only one doing some work.
But whatever you get 10 and they don't have no members.
I'm talking about something that has some, but at the same time, let's stop operating under this myth that when the civil rights movement was at its apex, that the majority of the black churches were involved in it. 13%.
And most of the people involved were the white people that we are criticizing and trying to kill off.
Not necessarily.
Most of the organizers of these grassroots organizations were rich white men who started those grassroots movements.
Nah. I think that's factually incorrect. When you look at SNCC, they didn't start that. I'm not saying that they didn't contribute to some of the stuff.
Okay.
SCLC, but we need to talk the difference between contribution and spearhead. And I think that this is the danger that we run into sometimes.
Okay.
Because even now, when you have people who are allies, who are not black, sometimes you have to challenge them to remind them, hey, if you're here in solidarity, then that's support. But you ain't here to take over.
Yeah.
So it was like yesterday, right? There were 4 marches. And everybody, I think two was saying we Black Lives Matter. Who was the Black Lives Matter? One was over here, one was over there, one was at the Civil Rights Museum. And it was another. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on?
But some of that is...
all 4 couldn't get together?
Well, here's the thing. First of all, we need to understand the difference between Black Lives Matter as a movement and Black Lives Matter as a mantra. So anybody who is in solidarity with Black lives and understands that black people are disproportionately victims of violence and injustice can say and champion Black Lives Matter. In Memphis, there's an official Black Lives Memphis chapter.
Right? I know.
But that don't mean people who stand in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement can't start something.
Right. And use the hashtag.
Yeah, and use the hashtag. So some of that is our own. Some of that is our own ignorance. But let's also.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm talking about because we just simply don't know how the network and the infrastructure of Black liberation works.
Okay.
That's why I want to continue with this conversation.
Sure, yeah, because I know.
So we can give people that. Remember downstairs we talked about it's some good can come out of this.
There's gonna be some glory after
Absolutely.
Right.
And
even in the midst of
about the people that show up at the rallies.
Yeah, and then some people gonna get connected, and then some people gonna, fall back to the wayside. I told the group, look, you got a whole lot of preachers trying to be conscious now. A whole lot of preachers act like they woke today.
Right. Today.
But them niggas gonna be asleep.
This might But the sad thing about it is, also you gotta remember this. Look here.
For Sunday, some of them gonna be back asleep, right?
They are gonna be asleep. I think I've been on this battlefield. I think now for probably about 6-7 years. I think I started on the seminary when I first met you on this battlefield fighting for.
You're welcome. I'm still waiting for you to send a tithe too.
But check this out. If Hillary Clinton can raise 56 or 52 million in a month, why we can't raise money like this?
And she asked for $5.
Within our black communities.
I sent her $5.
We are but we also have to understand the ways in which white supremacy and even neoliberalism has injected itself in black infrastructure.
They have.
Very few black organizations, and I almost want to say zero black institutions, but very few.
Okay.
Very few organizations, black institutions are not beholden to white pockets in some way.
Okay.
And so it's always hard to champion and fight for black liberation in, let's just say, an unleashed fashion.
Okay.
Unless you have economic liberty.
And I'm not against that.
Yeah.
I can work with people and they give me economic liberty.
I'm saying it's difficult in a sense because since we are marginalized and economically strapped to some degree.
Okay.
Then you got y'all need me to give y'all $5 to keep the radio show on. So and so need $5 to keep the paper going.
Okay.
So and so need $5 to get the business off the ground. So and so need $5 to get this. I got to take care of it. You see what I'm saying? And some of us, most of us, really don't have the economic latitude to be involved in so many different things at the same time, which is really what we need as we talk about bringing people together.
Okay.
But let me offer this last thing in terms of this divisiveness that really bothered by as people try to critique the black church. In Whitehaven.
I'm talking on the black church. Go ahead.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, go ahead.
But let's consider this reality.
All right.
On Elvis Presley in Whitehaven,
Mm-hmm.
not too far from where my church is.
All right.
On the same block, on the same side of the street, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, and other burger joints.
Oh, I'm glad
That's
you
got a
said that.
sidebar, right?
Okay.
I've never heard nobody ride down the street and say, why they got all these different burger joints?
Uh-huh.
You know, why don't they just come together and make the McWhopper?
All right.
You know, nobody ever said that, right? Because people understand that there are certain desires and certain tastes, and dare we even say certain needs.
Options are good.
Yeah, I don't expect everybody in the black church to agree on everything, because black folks are not monolithic, especially in the way we understand and see God, because all of us are going to base that off of our experience.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to come together for causes.
And my point is this: do we come together for causes?
I'm saying some of us do, and I would hope that we would start paying more attention to those that do than we do those that don't. I've heard a whole lot of people talk about what the church ain't and what the church ain't doing,
Okay.
and what the preachers ain't saying, but I don't see them when I'm out there.
Well,
So if what you're looking for is for the church to be something, I'm here to tell you there are options
Well,
that the church is in some instances. If what people are looking for is a preacher who would say this and say that,
Uh-huh.
you have some. So some of us are starting to use this whole notion of what the black church is not and is not doing as an excuse to remain apathetic.
well, I can say
Some
this.
of us, not everybody.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I have not seen the people in the same settings I've been in doing the activism, speaking up for the oppressed and marginalized. I have not seen them when I was in those settings. And
Yeah.
matter of fact, I stopped coming to some of those settings because I was in one setting and I was like, what the hell are y'all doing? What are y'all talking about? I was like, I don't have time to waste my time in here and be a part of this unorganized stuff.
Sure.
And I didn't participate anymore. I didn't come anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in anything that's unorganized.
Mhm.
You got to have some type of organization when you're doing things of this nature.
But I think we also need to be mindful that organizations take time. They
I
take
agree.
time to build. They
I
take
agree.
time to develop. They evolve.
I agree.
Movements are messy because they consist of people.
I still think y'all letting people off the hook.
Who are we letting on?
We got the headquarters in this city called Nike.
Uh-huh.
They stand in line and wrap around the building.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Nike hasn't adopted a school or a playground and went over in the hood, and that's where all their money and resources is coming from, the poor black. I mean, we got Pepsi Cola headquarters, Coke. If you go in every restaurant, you either gonna get a Pepsi or a Coke, baby. I mean, they in this city. You got
40% of corporations are actually in Whitehaven.
AutoZone
Yeah, to
sitting
some
there in
degree.
that big,
Really?
beautiful
Yeah.
building down there.
According to our councilwoman Patrice Robinson, yeah,
Okay,
that's what she said.
so those, that's where you import your concern, and let it be known.
But that ain't the only place though, Sister GQ.
We need more. We need more from that coming in.
Sure, I agree with you.
You know, and
I don't think we let them off the hook though, because we critical of them too.
on this hard
I'm on
that
them. I'm on them.
They closing down all of the black
School?
high school.
Yeah.
We're talking about BTW.
Yeah.
The only
Close Carver,
black
close
school
North Side,
in the,
Yeah.
close South Side some years ago.
I mean, like, really?
Yeah.
So the historical value of those institutions, those
Yeah.
school people in the neighborhood is just gone. Nobody's there. Because, you know, downtown is right there, baby. So they got to get all that area cleaned up so they can keep building. Exactly. So, I mean, people, we got to give the solutions on how to get people started and to stay.
They
We
play
don't
you
want
too
you.
short, baby.
We don't want you to march. We don't want you to be on Facebook cutting up. Then next week you back turning up. So we wanna
Hey,
be
March.
together.
I don't care if you're gonna turn up.
I'm
March.
gonna turn up.
Together.
Well,
I mean, march
stand up.
one day.
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't want you to march one day.
I want you to march one day.
The good thing about it
At
is,
least one day.
the good thing about it is, we're gonna be all right.
We gonna be all right.
We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be
Do
all right.
something.
You right. Do something.
Stand up. Say something.
Well, this is the end of our show.
This ain't the end of this conversation, though.
We'll be back next
I'll
week.
be
with
back.
round two.
Yeah.
You want to come back next week?
Let's see if we can work that out.
Let's see.
Let's see if we can work that
This
out.
is the live show on KWAM 990 Talk Radio. This is the G to the Q, the Eddie out of here, Pastor Cool. We got Anthony. What's the young lady name? Strawberry.
Charity.
Oh, Strawberry.
Charity.
Oh, Charity.
Strawberry.
Hey, look. Let's march. Let's fight. Let's do what we have to do to get this cause accomplished. To get together. Let's work together and do what we got to do.
Keep your money in your pocket.
Boycott.
Or bring me
Buy
some.
black.
I'll boycott the hell out of you. Boycott.
Buy black too.
See y'all next week. Ow! Black, black, black.
Yeah.
Black black everything. I had a member. Look, no, you saying that made me think. I had a member call me in my office before worship service. Why you say black all the time?
Why you say black all the time?
Yeah, basically she said I was saying black too much.
You ain't never heard a show like this.
Somebody taught her that.
Who taught you to hate yourself?
Somebody taught you.
She was a young girl?
No.
We gotta take a picture.
Think about
Deuces.